Iraq Banking and Budget News. Articles on iqdcalls.com. The Central Bank of Iraq decides to delay the opening of branches of financial transfer companies. Al-Sumaria News Baghdad. The Central Bank of Iraq decided on Thursday to delay the opening of branches of financial transfer companies. The bank said in a statement received, Al-Sumaria News, it was decided to wait to grant approval to approve the plan to open branches of authorized transfer companies in Baghdad and the provinces during 2017 through 2018. The decision excludes companies that complete the requirements to convert them to Islamic banks, the bank said. The Central Bank of Iraq was established as an independent bank under its law of March 6, 2004 as an independent body responsible for maintaining price stability and implementing monetary policy. It supervises 10 commercial banks, 26 private banks and 16 Islamic banks, as well as 19 foreign banks, 6 financial institutions and 31 financial transfer companies. Next article. IFC, Central Bank of Iraq to strengthen corporate governance in banking sector. BAS News Iraq. IFC, Central Bank of Iraq to strengthen corporate governance in banking sector. Baghdad, Iraq. IFC, a member of the World Bank Group, and the Central Bank of Iraq are launching a series of specialized workshops, starting February 20, 2018 to raise corporate governance standards in Iraqi banks and strengthen the country's banking sector. IFC's advisory services team will support the central bank in implementing its new mandatory corporate governance banking guidelines. IFC will initially train all key managers in the central bank and then roll out workshops to board members from all the country's banks. Topics include understanding the unique nature of governance in the sector, the right composition of boards, and risk management best practice. Ali Al-Alak, governor of the central bank said, helping banks implement sound corporate governance practices will increase the sector's resilience and sustainability and make them more investment-friendly, enabling banks to not only boost efficiency, but also increase profit. The initiatives are part of IFC's strategy to spur private sector growth in Iraq and scale up support for fragile and conflict-affected states, where private sector investment is key. For companies operating in conflict-affected environments, strong corporate governance can be vital for sustainability. Our aim is to foster a positive corporate governance culture within which banks in Iraq can operate, to strengthen the sector and drive growth, said Jihad Badr, IFC Principal Country Officer in Iraq. Improved practices help attract direct investments and ultimately stimulate social welfare and economic growth. IFC has been working to improve corporate governance in Iraq since 2014. As well as working with local institutions, in May 2017, IFC launched the country's first independent institute of directors, the Kurdistani Institute of Directors, QIAD, alongside the Erbil Chamber of Commerce and Trade, which advises on best practice and strengthening the role of independent directors and boards. IFC's advisory work in Iraq focuses on building the capacity of financial institutions, supporting governments, helping private firms improve their environmental, social, and governance standards, and mobilizing private investments through public-private partnerships. Next on the budget. Parliamentary Finance likely to approve the budget next Tuesday. Release date, February 22, 2018. Parliamentary Finance likely to approve the budget next Tuesday. Baghdad, Al-Furat News, revealed the Finance Committee parliamentary, for important amendments to the paragraphs of the draft budget law for the year 2018. Several amendments have been made to the budget, including clauses to ensure greater interest to citizens and employees in general, including the abolition of the paragraph of the deduction of a percentage of salaries, 3.8%, by general agreement by the members of the committee, as well as a member of the committee, Majida Abdel Latif Tamimi said in a press statement. To find an alternative to the decline that will be caused by this cancellation, in addition to lifting the restriction on promotions and allowances and delete and development after it came from the government as a natural right to the work of the employee. Tamimi added that the budget included an increase of 144 billion dinars for the disabled victims of terrorism or those who responded to terrorism and urged them to sponsor them, as well as the allocation of $200 million to establish small and income-generating projects for the employment of young people instead of remaining unemployed. Al-Tamimi expected that the parliament will vote on the draft budget in the parliament session, scheduled next Tuesday. Articles on iqdcalls.com.